I'm just sitting here and I'm like, we just saw this here with Christine Brennan. Christine Brennan obviously is a journalist. Nearly 3 days after allegations of racist comments in the Sky Fever game, I'm being told the WNBA has no timeline for completion of its investigation.
The basketball world is in shock after a major revelation. A respected sports journalist has exposed what seems to be a coordinated effort against Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Leaked internal communications suggest that league officials deliberately tried to undermine the sophomore star. This has league leadership scrambling for answers. Could the WNBA's attempt to control Clark's narrative turn out to be their biggest misstep yet? If you agree, comment, we need new referees.
Like, are they, like, my only logic is that they are hoping that something bad happens during this game tonight so that they can say, well, look, this has happened. We're reporting this whole fan base and something happened tonight.
The WNBA is currently in chaos, and it's largely of their own making. A credible, credentialed journalist, not some random Twitter account, is reporting, based on inside sources, what appears to be a coordinated effort to downplay Caitlin Clark's influence on women's basketball.
First of all, again, if this was about something other than this, the Chicago Sky coach made it clear there was no issues in Indiana while he was working there, and he didn't hear anything in the game, and it's all because of stuff on Twitter.
Let's be honest. This might be the most embarrassing case of self-sabotage by a professional sports league in recent memory. The WNBA has finally gained the mainstream attention it has chased for decades, and their response seems to be undermining the very player who is attracting millions of new viewers.
It's fair enough. There's no need to announce that you had a review in the first place, though. That's just my opinion. There was no need to go out there and announce that you were reviewing anything because, well, there's just no need. Trying to figure out a world where basically everything is recorded, no sound or video, because nothing happened. And again, I'll always say, yes, some person could have said something in the crowd, but as a crowd, as a whole, as a totality of a crowd, nothing happened.
This whole situation began with a controversial investigation into alleged racist comments during the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky game, the same game where Caitlin Clark recorded a historic triple-double and the Fever shattered 11 records, defeating the Sky by 35 points. Instead of celebrating this remarkable performance, the WNBA launched an investigation based solely on Twitter posts. No evidence, no video, no audio. Christine Brennan, a respected journalist at USA Today, has now uncovered details that are even more troubling. According to Christine Brennan's sources, the investigation was never truly about protecting players from racist abuse. Instead, it was aimed at finding anything to divert attention from Caitlin Clark's dominant performance. Brennan reports that in leaked internal communications, a senior WNBA executive wrote, "Need to find balance in coverage. See momentum becoming problematic for league narrative." Yes, a league executive literally described a player's popularity as problematic. Imagine the NBA labeling LeBron James' popularity as an issue for their narrative. The absurdity doesn't stop there. Brennan's report also revealed a messaging strategy created weeks before the Fever vs. Sky game, intended to ensure balanced coverage of all players. On the surface, that might seem reasonable, but the document specifically outlined ways to limit Clark-focused stories and redirect media attention, regardless of her on-court performance. This sheds light on how the WNBA has treated Caitlin Clark since she entered the league. The constant scrutiny of her defense, the downplaying of her historic achievements, and the unusual focus on her facial expressions and body language. It wasn't just individual media members with agendas. There seems to have been a coordinated strategy from within the league itself. Take this investigation as a prime example. Just 3 days after launching it, the WNBA admitted they had no timeline for completion. Why? Because there's nothing defined. Tyler Marsh, the Chicago Sky coach who previously worked with Indiana, confirmed that he heard nothing inappropriate during the game. Multiple attendees have confirmed that they heard nothing beyond normal basketball heckling. What some try to label as racist chanting was actually just a popular Flight React sound effect, a meme sound that's regularly played at NBA arenas, including Indiana Pacers games. That's what sparked the entire controversy. So, why is the investigation still ongoing? According to Christine Brennan's sources, The league is essentially hoping that something else arises before they have to admit there's no evidence. In other words, they're waiting for another controversy to overshadow this one. That's not journalism. It's narrative control. This isn't about protecting players. It's damage control for a self-inflicted wound. One WNBA insider told Christine Brennan, they're trying to figure out how, in a world where basically everything is recorded, to handle something that never happened. No sound or video of these alleged comments exists, yet the damage is already done. The investigation has cast a shadow over Indiana's fan base and created a narrative that exists solely on social media, not in reality. As the saying goes, it doesn't matter how solid the evidence is, only the seriousness of the claim. By launching an investigation based on unsubstantiated Twitter posts, the WNBA legitimized accusations with no factual basis and effectively threw an entire fan base under the bus to divert attention from Caitlin Clark's historic performance. WNBA staffers have expressed serious concern about the league's current direction. One staffer told Christine Brennan, there's internal panic about Clark's popularity, creating a situation where casual fans only care about one player. Instead of leveraging that to grow the whole league, there's this weird resentment and active effort to minimize her. But why would a league that has struggled for years with viewership, attendance, and mainstream relevance actively try to diminish its biggest star? Brennan's reporting reveals some answers. There's a notable concern among executives about competitive balance in media coverage. Some fear that letting Caitlin Clark become the face of the WNBA could alienate other stars and their fan bases. In theory, this might make sense, but in practice, it shows a fundamental misunderstanding of sports marketing. Every successful league has iconic faces. According to Brennan's sources, certain influential figures in the league are uneasy with the changing demographics of the WNBA fan base. New fans drawn in by Clark are reportedly viewed with suspicion rather than as a growth opportunity. One source told Brennan, instead of seeing new fans as a growth opportunity, they're viewed with suspicion. This may be the most baffling part. The WNBA has spent decades fighting for mainstream attention, media coverage, and financial viability. Now that they have it, largely thanks to Clark, some within the league apparently see her popularity as a problem rather than an opportunity. Brennan's reporting raises concerns about the upcoming All-Star game in Indianapolis, with sources saying the league has already discussed moving the event based on the unverified allegations from the Fever vs. Sky game.